Hey, what's up, y'all? It's D about to react to this video about Foreign Fridays. It's titled The Pedo Podcast Problem. It's a little apprehensive about reacting to this, but, you know, a few people have told me to check it out, said it's wild. So sure, let's see what's happening with these people. I do like Foreign, though. He's funny. But yeah, let's watch.
Microphones and they're outing themselves as
You really can't teach an old dog new tricks, so I prefer my women to be the younger variety.
I'm not attracted to women over 35 years old. Some women be pretty when they're young. When they get older, they be looking bad.
But we don't talk about how the male desire for young girls has been internalized by some older women.
Turn 18 every day. I'm the type of that want to comfortably be able to stand next to any bad and know I'm the baddest.
We tackling the feminine fear.
She says that a lot.
On today's Foreign Friday. Southern rap legend and Snicker bar resembling Trick Daddy says women over 35 are damaged goods.
Maybe you would have.
As he's sitting there looking like a whole ass damaged good. I know he has some type of health issue, so I won't go in on him too heavily, but this is so embarrassing to sit here and look like that and say this.
And one or two other women, right? I'm not attracted to no women over 35 years old.
You're not?
No.
Well, honey, I know you are attracted to me, honey.
Nene has to reaffirm her femininity and her desirability because she feels attacked.
Standards are too high.
Who would want someone that looks like this to be attracted to them? So the fact that she's that down bad that she had to immediately say that is embarrassing. You want this man to be attracted to you? He looks like that germ thing, the fat germ. Y'all know what I'm talking about on that commercial? I want to say German-X. It's like an allergy germ. That's what he look like.
Y'all too emotional.
It's a fat one.
Y'all are damaged good from past
I am not
relationship.
damaged.
You don't even realize you're damaged, you see.
This man look like he wearing a perpetual Halloween costume. Yet Trick or Treat have the negrosity to say skullduggery like this. If 35-year-old women are damaged goods, then this man gotta be damaged wrongs. Oh God. But unfortunately, while Trick or Treat is alone by way of divorce, he is not alone in this opinion.
I think younger women tend to be more impressionable. I think older women, you know, in my experience, you 30, 33, 35, the experiences that you have at that point is just, you know, a little bit too much for me. And I really think in some cases you really can't teach
the experiences you have is too much for me. Like, what? That just sounds so weird.
Dog new tricks, so I prefer, you know, my women to be the younger variety.
This is the type of man that would break into a delivery room because he loves children. Wearing a goddamn I love black women, I love femininity shirt. He needs to change this from I love black women to I love black girls. Apart from this man literally liking women to dogs, by the way, because he said you can't teach an old dog new tricks. The thread between this man and Trick or Treat is that they are proud Pedialyte drinking, no offense to Pedialyte, but you know where I'm going with this. I can't say these type of things because TOS. Coco Melon watching kicker fights. Many may miss the subtext of these man them, but they're speaking to the currency of age. In a patriarchal society, as a man grows older, he gets more valuable. This is due to a concept called ancestral veneration, which is essentially to respect your elders. In hunter-gatherer groups, I believe, the leader of the pack was the oldest man. However, as a woman grows older, her value depreciates. And it's designed that way for a reason that we're about to get into.
Date somebody your own age. Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you dating women your own age?
Some women, not all. Not all. Some women be pretty when they young. When they get older, they be looking bad.
There's something wrong with that
don't be
dynamic.
fit. They don't be friendly. They don't be feminine. They don't be
You gotta
cooperative.
listen.
Why isn't he's looking down like he's written reasons why he loves children?
Some women be pretty when they young. When they get older, they be looking bad. The
There's
older
something wrong
women
with that
don't be
dynamic.
fit. They don't be friendly. They don't be feminine. They don't be cooperative.
So women
and they don't be
in their 40s
submissive.
From you saying submissive, unironically,
A lot of times men want to date somebody so much younger because y'all be wanting somebody to train. That's what it is.
sometimes.
And men say that.
dog, it keeps getting worse. How? Dog said, yes, actually. Actually,
Women are not things to train.
Well, she can train up. It said train up a child in the way they should go.
Oh my
But
God.
that's why y'all be wanting to date children.
No, but
that's why y'all be wanting to date children.
Listen. I see older guys date young girls all the time. You
We
understand?
do, but that doesn't say that there's nothing wrong with that, though.
I hope this man has the data he deserves. Because ain't no way in 4K you could come about training children, literally grooming children, gigging it off, and then go about your day on some EDP shit. However, obviously there is, because these are 3 men that bear no grudge declaring their desire.
You know what's so fucked about all of this? Because I feel like this mindset encourages PDFs like David, you know, the singer that recently got exposed for the girl found in his trunk that he was dating. When you can't date a child, so I use that term very loosely. But it encourages people like that to think that this is okay, because they're literally, look at the language that they're using. He like, yeah, children. Like, he's literally saying children. If you want to date younger, you like age gap shit, sure, do you, whatever, that's your business. But this takes it a step further. Like, this starts to veer into the predator PDF territory, and it gets very gross.
For younger women, which borderline on probably children, which the women have rightfully clocked and counted it. But what about the women that don't? Bringing me to a woman that needs no introduction, India Love. India Love is the prototype for the Instagram body. She was one of the first women that ever really translated looking good on social media into a career. Keep that in mind when you hear what she is about to say.
My body need me. Turn 18 every day. Yeah, I said it. So I'ma stay on point.
She said a woman turns 18 every day.
She was groomed, though. She was dating the game when she was like 16, 17. Again, dating, use that term loosely. But they were caught out in public, like he was doing weird shit. I'm sure there are pictures that you can find. And she was a teenager back then. So I'm sure she's fucked up due to trauma. But she needs to resolve that offline.
A girl turns 18 every day.
I'm the type of that want to comfortably be able to stand next to any bad, you know I'm the baddest. Because of the work I put into my own self. What you talking about?
Low key, I feel like what she's doing does not warrant the moans. Here she is, belabored by breathing, saying a girl turns 18 every day. That she works so hard, so she knows she's better than the women around her. She believes that she, a 30-year-old woman that has been on...
Not because I want to look good. I want to feel good about myself. I want to live longer. Health is wealth. No, none of that. Because a bitch turned 18 every day and I got to keep up with the teenagers. That is fucking sad.
And before the girls she's referring to were even born, she believes that she is in competition with them. So she's in competition with children. One of the things that I noticed, especially after watching Streamer University, a lot of the IG models and a lot of these folks that blew up for pictures specifically, we have not heard them speak. We don't know their personalities beyond pictures.
Yeah, she's
so
talking
when
a lot,
you
so
actually hear their opinions, and there's a dissonance between what we've projected onto them versus the people that they actually are, is a different type of hurt altogether. I'm sure that the women that identified with India, that maybe thought that India or Jada Waiter, Lori Harvey and them, they were role models to an extent. They wanted to be the desirable, racially ambiguous gals online with a bunch of likes and collabing with Fashion Nova. And then they started to speak. People that looked up to India were probably a lot younger. So now they've kind of grown up with India and now they're just getting to know India because now she's speaking. And that reminds me of women also lamenting over the lack of female mentors. As a young...
She had a sister. I would say had. I'm sure she's still alive. That sounds morbid. My bad. Anyway, she has a sister that was popular as well. I'm pretty sure it was her sister. She had curly hair. I always thought she was prettier than her, honestly. But I feel like India took off the most. But I like that other sister, but I haven't seen her in a long time.
Oh my.
She probably somewhere living her life, not looking for validation online.
Growing up, I had role models. Men can have that to an extent because also misogyny is a bonding practice, mind you. So when boys are growing up, we are groomed and they're grooming us to be misogynist just like them, which is in itself harmful, but not as internally harmful as young girls not being able to have any role models that they could look up to or guidance counselors that they could look up to give them game about how best to navigate a patriarchal world. A lot of times, moms are some of the biggest teachers of patriarchy to young boys. Our moms end up engendering the type of boys that turn into men that would have abused them. Let's talk about this in a situation. I can't stand the fact that this is named Fair Buck. I put them in the same conversation as a shade room in the spiritual world. Sneaker went off on Sinner for posting bikini bitches.
Bro, how old is it? Like, is she not like 28 years old? She's 28, like geeking over the fact that she posted her tits on the internet. If you're a 28-year-old woman, like hopefully my 28-year-old daughter is only smiling ear to ear about maybe having a kid, getting married, not posting her tits on the internet.
Sneeko, who you may know from enjoying the film Cuties and spouting anti-Semitism. Sinner was getting some harassment over her outfit at an AMP pool party, and one of the main arguments was that she is pushing 30. I've seen this in response to women online ad nauseum. I've seen people talk about the fact that Pokimane is pushing 30, extra Emily is pushing 30, and that there's a specific script that they need to follow, a social script that they need to follow, and that they are not following it, that they are deviating from what a 30-year-old woman ought to act like online. Here's your age, who's talking about Sinner's age.
She is 28.
Isn't his rage around her
She
age?
was like 23 or something. Not because she looked 23, but like, what? I actually never thought about her age. Yeah, that's tough. What the ew, what? Not ew, but like, goddamn, ew for Sinner.
Your age, making a totally sensible comment for a man that's also almost pushing 30?
Yeah, I'm
obsession with pushing 30.
Gen Z is like aging really rapidly.
It is mainly because of the stress. Come here. We live in a time nowadays where millennials look way younger for their age, while Gen Z looks way older for their age. If you don't believe me, I'm Gen Z. Get closer. I am Gen Z and nobody ever believes me. When my mom and I walk out in public, people think that my mom is my younger sister.
There's an age-old ageist debate. My little cousins calling me young, like I was calling my older cousins geriatric when I was growing up. The pushing 30, this is the new Were You Alive When Dinosaurs Roam. This is gerontophobia that is centuries in the making, and it manifests in yam heads like Sneeko, harassing beautiful women about being 28, which Sinner also had like a pretty good response to, unfortunately courtesy of Scuba Steve. I told you, like they're just everywhere.
If you're over there quoting like a picture of me and you know who you are with your bum ass Twitter account, okay? There's a few of y'all, and you say things like, oh, these women are pushing 28 by the way. Do you prefer kids? Based on, you know what I mean? The way you ask, I would say that you do, because that's half the tweets that you do. So if that's the type of time that you're on, then you prefer kids, that's fine.
I love what Sinner said here, but the pernicious part about all of this is that what the mind may understand, the heart doesn't feel. The diddlers have decreed their desire for young girls in word, but also in dating preferences, which in turn has communicated to women that engage in the self-harm of loving us, all things considered. Thank you for your service. This has communicated a perspective that has been built for centuries. The idea that age is undesirable in women. A lot of women are unfortunately inured to the reality of how men treat older women. Whether we care to admit it or not, we're social.
Honestly, I feel like this is very common on the internet. And if you are perpetually online and you are older, you may feel insecure about this. But me and my friends have never had an issue out and about with pulling anybody, you know? Even when I was single and out a lot, you know, I have always gotten hit on by people of all ages. And it's never been, oh, bitch, you old, because I'm in my 30s. So whenever I'm online, I feel like there is an extreme amount of ageism, and there are people who feed into it. Like, it sucks to see her having to defend her age and clearly feeling some type of way about it, because her chat is full of teeny boppers who are talking shit because they're children. And as children, we tend to think that, oh my God, 30, oh, you ancient dinosaur. You know, I'm pretty sure I did it. I don't recall doing it, but I'm pretty sure I did. So it's just things that kids do. So you just have to brush it off and just be like, yeah, these are kids. But when you actually go out in the real world, if you actually take care of yourself, obviously you look decent, men are not about to be like, damn, bitch, you old, I ain't fuck with you. That's just not, it's not really a thing in the real world. I don't feel like it translates. And I feel like this is the case with a lot of things that I see online that are very common or popular. When I go out into the real atmosphere with real human beings, it's not the case. So I think people need to keep things like this in mind. And even like seeing all these niggas on these podcasts and shit, I'm like, where are these men who think like this and talk like this? It's just very odd. It's like, this is a whole different reality. This is why people say the internet isn't a real place. And obviously, I'm not saying there are no men who don't think like this and nobody out there who does, because obviously there are. But, like, it just seems like this is just a different realm online. It's odd.
Beings, and we have a desire to be desired to an extent. One of the most essential things to the human condition is the desire to feel important. To be told that you hit a proverbial wall as a woman at 25 is a hurtful thing, and many women cope with it differently. Bringing me back to India Love defends DDG and alludes to how the lies being spread about his name in the media are false. India Love, alongside Pukamakaya and a gaggle of galdem known as the Doodoo Garbage Defenders, shielded a man who cursed out an AI of his baby mother. They shielded him with their femininity. The propensity that pick-me's have to gain proximity to problematic mandem is an unfortunate theme that you will continue to see the deeper down the rabbit hole we go.
When you got genuine people in your corner and a genuine person like Moo, who genuinely is like a great guy, who doesn't have no expectations other than wanting to see another person win and do good and be respectful and every great attribute and characteristic in a person, he shows that in every way to me.
It's such an admission. Shorty says to her, he's nice to me, so truly, you just mad that you ain't get picked. That's basically what Shorty said. She's nice to me, so obviously my feminine wiles brings out the good man in him. This speaks to like the male-centered mindset that she has. A mindset that men benefit from, because who wins when women compete with one another? It's unfortunate that she feels as though she needs to elevate herself by standing on the backs of other women. She feels as though the only ladder that she has is made out of women that she deems to be less desirable from her.
That turns 18 every day, okay? So you need to be on your...
This is exactly what
How many times she gonna say that?
Because there's no reason why a woman in her 30s, possibly mid-30s, is talking about a woman turning 18 or a girl turning 18 every single day as a nod or a competition. Why are you competing with an 18-year-old? Why is that even something that you're thinking about? And then a larger question is, why are you entertaining men who are then talking to and dealing with an 18-year-old?
I can understand how India came to this perspective because she herself has been groomed her whole life.
There was a guy by the name of Ron Washington, then there was Soulja Boy, then there was Brandon Wimberly, Justin Combs,
I don't know these
Game.
So first off, I love that India, like Lori, like Megan, their ability to date around. The idea that the man them can have a roster, but the gal them can't, otherwise they're ran through, is blatant misogyny. But you could go down the list of these men and realize that there's some of the most depraved men in the game. Like the game himself, who was dating her when she was in high school, while he was a grown-ass rusty man that can't even be fixed with WD-40. The reason why the authorities never step up when celebrities publicly date children is because we have mass consented to this. When a young girl goes missing, they immediately adultify the girl and say there's probably one grown-ass man to pick her up and she's sleeping by him, and that girl will be back to the parents' house by Sunday, ready in time for church. They put the onus on the young girl that is essentially kidnapped by a grown-up man. That's the grown-up man them that was driving to high school, picking up these young gal them, when those gals were supposed to be talking to the freshmen. The bus drivers? Jesus Christ. The bus drivers that used to drop these gals to school, bro. Them bus drivers used to make them young gals stay or drop them home last so they could be the only ones in the bus with them. And niggas didn't catch what was going on until we got older. Just like, damn, you live right next to me. Why the bus driver passing your house, dropping everybody else home first, before they drop your ass home and you live right down the road from me? Oh, God. Women are conditioned to believe that there aren't enough seats at the table for all of us, leading us to view other women as competition. Patriarchy dictates the measure of our worth. She was a child here. You know the negrosity? For you to be able to take pictures with a child and you're a grown aged man? She was in school, blood. The law behind this picture is that he was playing up with her and then made her smell it, like trying to insinuate that she dirty. Dog, you gotta go to jail. And this has to speak to the environment that India was a part of. So it makes perfect sense as to why she ended up being what she is.
Cliff Dixon, Rick Ross, she had gotten with Drake, Lil Yachty, Rich the Kid, Jonnu Smith was a football player, Sheck West.
Sheck West had one song. I'm looking at how she looks at this point. I'm pro cosmetic surgery. Ultimately, I find that gender affirming care, you should be able to do that. Like whatever you need to do in order to be you, you should be able to do that. That said, when I look at the transformation of India, from this to this, I can't help but wonder, had she not been in proximity to the men that molded her mentality, molded her own perception of self, I wonder if she would have gotten these extensive surgeries. You see that with Nikki too, who we about to get into in a second. This is the price of keeping competitive, and it's expensive. You can pay with that in your life. A BBL is one of the most dangerous surgeries that you could undergo, period. Speaking of surgeries, wanted to go to the game. Not many folks know, but Lil' Kim is a victim of abuse. That was so intense that she actually had to get facial reconstruction surgery. Her face isn't totally so much a choice as it was a result of violence. That said, she did elect to have a lot of other surgeries that are pretty obvious. It's gender affirming care, but it's also because they care about keeping competitive with beauty standards that are ever evolving and often unobtainable. And most importantly, anti-black. 49-year-old Lil' Kim and her 24-year-old boyfriend, Tay Brown, on Instagram Live together. She was dating someone half of her age.
We outside Milwaukee. Milwaukee, where's you at? Where's you at?
So she basically groomed him, but not only that, but like there's a whole nother layer to it because like of the dynamic between her being his superior in the industry and being young. There's a double power imbalance. This isn't talked about that much because one, people don't care about black boys. Specifically, people don't really care about boys in general. People don't care about boys being groomed. And two, boys themselves often, unfortunately, don't care about themselves being groomed because they don't see them being a victim. But most importantly, what I want to note is that an older partner often siphons the energy of a younger one. This is also a manifestation of your fear of age to showcase the fact that you as an older, in this case, woman, are able to attract younger men who ought be desiring women their age. It kind of communicates to them like, I still got it. Lil' Kim isn't the only one to do this. Hancho is extremely young. In the passenger seat, to a woman that could have had him. That brings me to, unfortunately,
Because you have 3 Grammys and you have to learn how to rap on the beat and being comfortable in the music.
So Nicki Minaj, modern rap legend. It's a shame she's dying a very slow and painful and public death. For folks that don't know, there's the inherent misogyny and transphobia that Nicki espoused onto Megan Thee Stallion, who had just gone through the throes of Tory Lanez and his ashiness. Nicki Minaj, in her clawing at the relevancy that is dwindling that she had, that is being siphoned by Megan Thee Stallion, because yet again, patriarchy only makes room for so many women in the limelight. When women see that there's only one female-shaped chair at the table, they start playing musical chairs. If Nicki created her own label and signed these women, I mean, she probably would have shelved them. She probably would have done like what Cardi did to the rest of Opium. Her messing around with 6ix9ine. Of course, the fact that like Nicki Minaj's husband is literally a kickophile, literally cannot be anywhere near school. And her brother, I forgot about her brother, anti-vaxxer, and also child enjoyer, just like India Love. To a lesser degree, of course. I mean, I'm not saying that DG I know to be a kick enjoyer, but there's this a penchant for gaining proximity to problematic men because she's gaining proximity to patriarchy. The Megan beef, it was a grand display of what patriarchy make a gal do. Also a mixture of capitalism in there as well. As a woman gets older in the music industry, but celebrity culture in general, as a woman grows older, she gets less access. Denzel Washington, Sidney Poitier, all of them, they could gain access to resources and fame, but there's a very limited amount of space that women that grow older can occupy. So the only solution, therefore, is for the women to duke it out for the waning relevancy, because their relevancy is tied to their desirability, and it's undesirable to be an old woman in a patriarchal society. So you have this. The big argument that Nicki was making in this beef with Megan Thee Stallion is that she is a Bigfoot, and her name is Stallion, as though like there's a male horse or male entendre being communicated there. She's leaning into the pre-established phobias, which is also transphobia, and the reason why like I always say it makes absolutely no sense to black women to be transphobic, because misogyny and transphobic really pay together, because if you are a black woman, you will get transphobia as well. Megan Thee Stallion is beautiful, successful, but tall. Ciara was as close to the feminine ideal, and they say she had a cock. Nicki Minaj, an elder in the rap game at this point, seeing Megan Thee Stallion, an up-and-comer, and instead of mentoring her, going back to like what we were talking about earlier, because especially for young black girls, they don't have mentors. Instead of Nicki Minaj mentoring her, she vituperates her. She joins the league of men who are being misogynoir against her. She tried to use Megan Thee Stallion as a way towards a relevancy that is dwindling due to the fact that she can't perform the sexuality that younger female black music artists can. You had like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B because Cardi B was up and coming, but then you also had the most recent one with SZA.
I thought I was done for the day, but I'm not, because Nicki Minaj had some more words for SZA. Wait, does SZA think she's more successful than me? Laugh out loud. Y'all catch me up, please. SZA, if every song you've ever done vanished right now, the music business wouldn't even miss you. I've been to countries that never heard of you. I know you're not that stupid, are you? Stadiums? Did you look at the venues I played on my own headline festival tour out of the country last year? Have you ever headlined to 80,000 people? What have you ever done besides yodel with auto-tune that needed retuning? Boo, I'm an icon. You're not. The end. Pay that man for almost breaking his back. Whose back did she almost break? Like, what?
She jumped on this man's back on stage, and she's saying that SZA almost broke this man's back. She's saying she was too big. She said she's a big back.
Am I missing here?
Trying to say that SZA owes a career to Kendrick. The root of Nicki's crush.
Oh, that's not how I took that. Yeah, no. I think she's talking about that clip that went viral where SZA was literally performing on stage and she jumped on this man and then he was struggling and like, and I think that's what she's talking about. He's talking about, she's talking about Kendrick carrying her. I don't think that's what she meant at all.
Is gerontophobia, right? The fear of aging. Because in the industry, aging is equivalent to failing for women. Because the Clips just had a successful hip-hop album, and they're a whole duo. Jay had some of his classics. Jay and Nas had some of their biggest albums well into their older years. Even rappers who we think are younger are actually older. You got Cardi, Playboy Cardi. Ain't Playboy Cardi like 30-something? Drake is in his late 30s. Kendrick is in his late 30s. These are men in their 30s. This isn't to say that there aren't like female rappers that aren't killing it, mind you. Backwash, killing it. Queer women, Cupcake and them. You have, of course, Rhapsody, No Name, yeah. Rico Nashi, Doshi, of course. There are a lot of talented female rappers. However, there's a reason why you don't hear from them. It is sexism and it is patriarchy. There is a manufactured scarcity of space for women in general. It all ties back to the fear of aging because of what we have done insofar as pitting them against one another is make them feel as though that they have a lifespan, they have an expiry date, and once you hit it, you're supposed to disappear. Nicki has spoken about the trials she went through in the industry, which I'm sympathetic to, but what bothers me is that she still seems to have decided that because she suffered, so too must other female artists, specifically black women. That is such a good point. You see that too outside of the music industry.
Because she's made comments like, oh, I had to get it on my own, and nobody helped me. I have, seen things like that.
Pertains to the female mentors that you do have for young girls. So a lot of the time, what ends up happening is that those female mentors that are mentoring the young girls will only prepare them like lambs for slaughter. So like the mentorship that they do get prepares them to be plucked like flowers by patriarchy.
Listen, this man be spitting and I'm here for it. I've watched a few of his videos and he always dropping gems. We did start with the PDFs on the podcast, but he tied it back into misogyny because this is all related. But yeah, very interesting stuff. And these weirdos, they need to be taken off air. Why are y'all even interviewing them? Nene and whoever that other chick was. Like, why would you even have these people on your platform when they're going to spew this disgusting rhetoric about, oh yeah, women are washed up, get you a child, get you a teenager, huh? Children are easier to groom. What? Wild. Y'all let me know what y'all think though, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.